Hi, this is Bharat from the class Financial and Accounting Skills for Manager under Professor Nima Salami. And this is my presentation for this week's assignment on time value of money, which is TVM and bond valuation according to that. So the agenda is very simple that first I'll introduce the topic. We'll understand what time value of money is and what the bond pricing is, and then we'll discuss about how the market decide the price for the bond, uh, which bond will be priced higher, and moving on from that, we'll also discuss the impact of the interest rate, the current interest rates on the bond valuation. And finally, I'll conclude my presentation. So talking about the time value of money, which is a principle in accounting that states that the available money which is available today is worth more than the same amount if available in the future. This is because of the investing. This is because of the compounding. This is on the interest that the money has investing factor to it, which when we invest will give us some profit in the future. So something that we have, suppose $1 today, that will be $1.05 in a year. So based on that, we'll also compare two bonds, bond A and bond V, which has same credit rating, par value, and coupon rate, but have a different maturity terms. And we'll discuss how the maturity term decide the value of the money, value of the bond. The time value of money, which is definitely the money today has a greater value due to the potential investment opportunities, inflation, and the risk. And because of that, the longer term bonds have higher present value than a shorter maturity term bond, because they tie up the money for the extended period, and which will be in the term of coupons, and that will also reflect higher preference in the investors. So the bonds that we are discussing today, bond A, which has a maturity term of 30 years, and a bond B, which has a maturity rate of 5 years. Suppose they have the same face value of 1,000, and the coupon interest rate is 4%, and therefore the you can see that the present value of the bond is different. So for the 30 years, it's more than 3,000, whereas for the 5 years maturity term, it's just 1,000, just more than 1,000. So it is based on the very simple compounding formula, which says that the present value is equal to sum of the future values into 1 plus the rate raised to the power the number of the years. So if we use that formula here and calculate the future values based on that, and we'll see this figures coming out. So as an investor, when the investor are investing, they will prefer a longer term bond for a stable income stream, because they are getting a coupon value every year based on the amount, and therefore they will be willing to pay a premium feature for that. So over time, the value of the bond will increase, as that will be compounding, and they will be more uh, stable stream of income that they can invest somewhere else. So Now let's talk about the impact of the rising interest rate, the current market interest rates. So let's say the coupon value is at 4% interest as in the last slide. And let's say the current market interest rates are 5%. So that means that the current market is giving more interest on the same investment value as compared to the bond. So as this will reflect in a bad investing thing, that the bond is giving us the less investment, less profit on the same investment, whereas the market is giving more. So the value of the bond will be less. In simple words, that the value of the bond decreases if the current market interest rate is higher than the bond coupon interest rate. And in the opposite case, in which the bond is providing more returns than the current market, that simply means that the bond is a better investment opportunity, and therefore the value of the bond will be higher. And as if we talk about the maturity terms, so this rise and decrease of the interest rate, and this comparison and this change, this difference between the coupon interest and the current interest rate of the market will determine how impactful that change will be. So for a longer maturity term, this change, this value difference will be higher because it will be compounding, and therefore for a bond with a longer maturity term, the changes and the fluctuation will be higher. So So concluding my presentation, first we discussed the time value of money, which states that money that we have today is worth more than the same amount in the future. Second, the bond valuation, which the investor will be favoring longer term bonds if they are focused on a stable income stream. And the third point that we learned is that when the interest rate rises, the bond price decreases. The interest rate rises, that means that it is more than the bond coupon rate. And this change in the interest rate will impact longer term bonds substantially more than a shorter term bond. So this concludes my presentation. Thank you for your attention, for listening to me, and I look forward to any questions or comments that you may have. You can contact me on the email provided. Thank you so much for listening to me. Have a good one. And here are the list of the references that I have used for the presentation and my study. Thank you.